Hey guys, what's up? Adam Stark here with the Adam Stark Home Selling Team. Welcome back to the blog. Today's topic is the 5 financial lessons that we all learned from the recent housing crisis. Stick around. All right, guys, so here we are. Just a couple things. As always, we do a little bit of house cleaning before we hop into the topic today of the 5 financial lessons we learned from the housing crisis. If you look directly around this video here on the blog, you're going to see a couple different links. If you are a home seller, you can click on the button, literally labeled for the home sellers, to learn more about my guaranteed sale program, as well as we're also going to give you a free housing and pricing analysis. So if you want to know what your home's worth, you can click on that button, and all the details and information for that will be directly on the other side. If you are a buyer, there's a buyer button here that you can click, and you can learn more about our VIP buyer program that encompasses the different programs and the guarantees that we offer to buyers in the marketplace just like you. Regardless of who you are, stick around because we're going to hop into the topic of today, which again is the 5 financial lessons that we all learned from the housing crisis here recently, and let's get right into it. So the first lesson that we learned is that your home is not always an investment. That's right. I'm a realtor and I just said it, right? Your home's not always an investment. The reality is a lot of people found that out the hard way in this housing crisis, and where the bottom fell out of the market and people ended up losing 10, 20, 30, in some cases as much as 50+% of their home's value. So certainly a home can be an investment, but it's not always investment. It takes a good making good buying decisions, which we've covered in other videos here in the blog, so you can certainly check that out. But it's not always investment. It can be a good investment. So the second lesson that we learned is that every homeowner should have an emergency fund. If you're a Dave Ramsey enthusiast like myself here, Dave's always talking about having an emergency fund. So it doesn't really matter if you're a homeowner, but certainly one of the lessons that we learned from this housing crisis is if you are a homeowner, please do yourself a favor and begin to keep that emergency fund. You never know when the market's going to shift. Depending on what type of loan you're in, you never know when interest rates may shift on you. It's always important to have that little bit of extra money when you get into home ownership, because it is a big commitment to have that emergency fund to cover any type of unforeseen circumstances that may happen. None of us have a crystal ball, but we can all have an emergency fund, and that's certainly a lesson that we learned. The third lesson, probably one of the most important, is beware of risky mortgages. So certainly a lesson that unfortunately, I know a lot of people learned, again, the hard way in the housing crisis is getting caught up in some of these really risky mortgages. Things that may seem somewhat attractive in the beginning, having adjustable rates, things of that nature. There was a lot of predatory lending going on as well in that time, and so certainly, hopefully, that is a lesson that people have learned. But these risky mortgages that have interest rates down the road that can really fluctuate on you, dramatically change your payments, and put you in a different position financially than you are today. So certainly that's a lesson. Beware of those risky mortgages. The fourth lesson here is buy what you feel comfortable buying, not what you qualify for. So often we get buyers who walk in and sit down with us and they tell us, hey, I've been qualified for X number of dollars and this is what I want to look at. Really what you need to focus on is what do you actually feel comfortable with paying each and every month. Right? Just because you're approved for $150,000 doesn't mean you have to make a $150,000 purchase, right? What are you actually going to feel comfortable with in terms of your payments and your expenses every single month? You got to keep that in mind. What's comfortable, not what you qualify for. That's a big lesson. Finally, the fifth lesson is home ownership is not for everyone. It's not for everyone. Listen, realtors all day long are going to pitch you the idea that owning is cheaper than renting. And in some cases, it can be. On the flip side, it can certainly cost more owning a home than it does renting, because obviously you're taking on different types of responsibilities. You've got your appliances, you have HVAC systems, you've got to take care of your own plumbing and electric. There's a lot of things that come along with home ownership that are really, really good, but there's also some things that you have to be prepared for. Hence why we say have an emergency fund, right? But certainly home ownership is not for everyone. I mean, you definitely want to sit down. This is one of the things that we do with our VIP buyers and our programs, is that we want to make sure that you're comfortable, you understand the process, and really making sure is buying a home, home ownership, is that something that actually makes sense for you, and is it in your best interest? It's because it's certainly not for everyone. So that's definitely the fifth lesson. Again, all of these were hard lessons that people had to learn the hard way. But fortunately, history, it always leaves us the best clues, and you get to take advantage of unfortunate circumstances of the past. So those are the 5 financial lessons we learned during the housing crisis. All right, guys. So listen, appreciate you stopping by, checking this one out. As always, we're trying to bring you the best content in the best format I know how, which is face-to-face here on this video. Again, if you need some more information from me, you can drop a line here below this video. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us at 573-427-7791. That's a direct line to myself and my entire team. Or you can email us at adamstark411@gmail.com. Look forward to seeing you on the next one, guys. Take care.